Well, Jeffrey Dahmer didn't have a nickname. Let's look up top serial killer nicknames. Jesus Christ, what watch list am I going to get on this? Top serial killer hiding murder material in his cereal box on top of your stereo. Top serial killer nicknames. All right, here we go. Ba, 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 do, 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 do. All right, the Hillside Stranglers, the Son of Sam, the Lady Killer. Ted Bundy was called the Lady Killer. That almost sounds like he's out there crushing ass. I'll tell you what, Ted Bundy ate ass. He really got in there. I'm sorry. That's actually more Jeffrey Dahmer. The BTK was the worst one. That's just a bad one. And he gave it to himself, too. The Night Stalker. The Acid Bath Murderer. What in the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't want to know, but I don't want to have you listen to your fucking... All right. I almost said something really like I was going to start hating on those fucking people. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, okay? I am too old to understand YouTube celebrities. There, I said it. Okay, I understand if you go out and you go do some funny shit, but I don't understand the guys and the women who are just fucking talking over shit and they're just getting in the way of it. It's like, are you trying to suggest that I don't have any friends to joke around with when I watch shit? Okay, Acid Bath Murderer. John Hay. Oh, look at him with his fucking serial killer mustache. 1909 to 1949. See what he did with his 40 years on this earth. Commonly known as the Acid Bath Murderer, was an English serial killer who was convicted for the murders of 6 people, although he claimed to have killed 9. You know, that is sort of a reoccurring thing with serial killers. You know, they are shit talkers, you know. You're being charged with the murder of 16 innocent people. Oh, yeah? Is that all you found? Wait, there's more. Yeah, we were going to... 27? Keep going. Acid Bath. He was convicted for the murders of 6 people, though he claimed to have killed 9. Hey! Battered to death or shot his victims and then disposed of their bodies using sulfuric acid before forging their signatures so he could sell their possessions and collect large sums of money. Oh, that's not that bad. I thought he was throwing them in while they were still alive. So this is like some Breaking Bad shit. Put him in the old fucking oil drum there. So this guy really wasn't necessarily a serial killer. This guy was just a that's not a serial killer. I thought a serial killer is like somebody who I just got to kill somebody. This guy is just like a fucking criminal. Well, I guess they're both criminals. You know what I mean? He's robbing people. And he's just doing it at such a high level. We're going to come back to this. Why would I read that? And I'm going to go read a fucking bedtime story. And you wonder why I'm so fucked up. All right, let's see. All right, let me just hit stop. I'll just paste them together. All right, we're going to take a break. And by the magic of editing, I will be back in 3, 2, 1. Okay, and I'm back. Just like that's with the wonder of editing. This fucking guy, this John George fucking, hey, his name is my name too. Look, he's got the beady eyes. He's got the fucking Hitler stash, sort of. Little Tom Selleck, maybe. Ties a little crooked. Looking at him on Wikipedia. This guy was not a serial killer. Serial killers don't give a fuck about your money. They want to fucking, turn your back into a fucking pantsuit or your back skin, whatever the fuck it is. All right, so he battered to death or shot his victims, disposed of their bodies using sulfuric acid before forging their signatures so he could sell their possessions and collect large sums of money. Yeah, this is a fucking scam. He'd forged their signatures so he could sell their possessions and collect large sums of money. Not the brightest guy. Early life. Oh, Jesus. John He grew up in a village of Outwood, West Riding, blah, blah, blah. His parents were engineers, and his wife was a member of the Plymouth Brethren. Where'd he get the fucking chemistry background? Hay later claimed that he suffered from reoccurring religious nightmares in his childhood. Despite these limitations, he developed great proficiency at the piano, which he learned at home. He was fond of classical music. Oh, boy. And often went to concerts featuring music by a bunch of people. Bach, Vivaldi, and Tchaikovsky, whatever, however you say it. Hey, won a scholarship to Queen Elizabeth Grammar with this fucking guy. He's playing the piano. He's getting broads. He's listening to the classical music, I should say. What the fuck happened? July 6, 1934, Hay married 23-year-old Beatrice Betty Hammer. Oh, look at the gams on Beatrice. The marriage soon disintegrated. The same year that Hay was jailed for fraud. Betty gave birth while he was in prison, although she gave the baby girl up for adoption and left Hay. Hay, conservative family, ostracized him from then onwards. Hay moved to London. All right, Hay was freed from prison in 1943 and became an accountant with an engineering firm. Soon after, by chance, he bumped into his former employee, William McSwan, in the Goat Pub in Kensington. McSwan introduced Hay to his parents, Donald and Amy. Oh, boy. McSwain worked for them by collecting rents on their London properties, and Hay became envious of his lifestyle. Yeah, this guy's not a serial killer. This guy is just a fucking... He's a YOLO douche who fucking was killing people and then forging their names. All right. I mean, serial killers that I think of. All right, let's get to somebody else here. What are we, the top? Sorry, let me get back to this here. Oh, for fuck's sakes, where did it go? You look shit up, and then you click the back arrow, and it just disappears. Top 10 serial killer nicknames. All right, we got to get through the whole fucking list here. Sorry, it's taking me forever. All right, so where we? Oh, not this fucking bitch again. Jesus fucking Christ, just give me the list. Just give me the fucking list. I don't need your stupid soliloquies. I'm doing the soliloquy. All right, where are we here? Acid bath murderer. The Cleveland torso murderer. All right, the ick factor of the... Whoever wrote ick factor should have been the victim of this person. The ick factor? How old are you? He ate the head. Oh my God, ick. Like, talk about all right, let me just fuck around. Sorry, it was a little stressful. Put my daughter to bed, and then I couldn't get my son to stop crying after me talking about how I had it down. I did not have it down. I had a good night. I can tell tonight's going to be, it's going to be a rough one. All right. The ick factor of the Cleveland torso murderer is sheer body horror. Is this a review of a movie? During the 1930s, a series of human remains were found in and around Cleveland, Ohio, often in the there's that fucking name again, Kingsbury Run area. The bodies were typically beheaded or dismembered, and the torsos was sometimes cut in half, hence the nickname, the Cleveland torso murderer. He murdered the torso? He murdered the people. Something wrong with that nickname. Authorities weren't always able to identify the victims either. The heads weren't always found, and in some cases, death had occurred several months or a year prior to discovery. 12 victims were originally attributed to the Cleveland torso murderer, although the Lady of the Lake, who was found in 1934 before any of the other victims, is thought to be an additional victim. Indeed, some theories posit, P-O-S-I-T, I don't know what that word is, that the Cleveland torso murderer may have been responsible for up to 20 deaths By the way, the Cleveland torso murder had a second nickname, the Mad Butcher of Kingsbury Run. Yeah, that's way better. That's way better than the fucking whatever the hell she just wrote or he wrote. All right. You know what? I'm fucking bored with this. Serial killers who have nicknames. Let's see what these people got here. They got 41 of them. Lonnie David Franklin, Jr. How not happy is his dad that he named him after himself? The Grim Sleeper. David Berkowitz, son of Sam. Gary Ridgway. The Green River Killer. Dennis Rader, who really looks like fucking Walter White. He's the BTK guy. I don't know. He gave himself the fucking nickname Richard Ramirez. He was the Hillside Strangler, right? What was his name? Terrorized Los Angeles. Was he the 405 fucker? What did they call him? Jesus, he's Dennis Nilsson. Look at that fucking guy killed people. Looks like he got picked on. The British equivalent of Jeffrey Dahmer. Nilsson was a gay killer who slayed 15 queer men. When the fuck was this written? Queer men in his home in London, England, between 78 and 83. All right, that's 5 years. That's 60 months. 15 into that goes once every 4 months. He kept his victims' corpses before dissecting their remains and disposing of their bodies by burning or flushing the remains down the toilet. This led to his capture. I would think so, when human flesh was discovered in his sewage system. Not the brightest guy. All right, I don't want to be reading this shit right before I go to sleep. For a couple hours anyways.